It's 75 degrees. It's going to be up in the 80s later today. Beautiful day to go out and explore. And you know my favorite way to explore in the villages is?
On a golf cart.
On a golf cart. Hey again, I'm Dave.
I'm Brenda.
And we're down at the Fenney Grill, in one of the southernmost areas of the villages. Today we're going to take a golf cart ride all the way through the villages up to the area of Orange Blossom, which is in the historic district of the villages. The full length of the villages from south going north. Should be pretty fun. We're going to do this in real time. Video, have some telemetry. Hopefully that will work. Show our speed and location on the screen. So it's a little test of that, see how well it does. Hope you enjoy that. And also we'll put another link up, probably right up here, that will take you to a quick version that will go at 4 times speed. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing through, we'll be narrating on the full the normal speed, but on the fast speed there won't be any narration. So your choice, or you can watch them both. So but we should have fun with this. You ready?
I am ready.
All right,
let's go.
Let's go. The Fenney Grill, they also have the Fenney Recreation Center. There's a family pool there with a 0 entry area, which is kind of cool. Especially if you had somebody that's in a wheelchair, I guess you could roll them there. Yeah, but anyway, it's 0 entry. Kids like it. It's a family pool, so you can bring your grandkids to it. The adult pools have different rules. We'll talk about that in a future video. But adult pools, you have to be 29 or older, or 30 or older, somewhere in that area.
The one thing that I really like at the Fenney Rec is that they have the Fenney Springs right beside it. So if you go out of the Fenney Rec Center and go toward the left, when you're facing the Fenney Rec Center, to the left is Fenney Springs, and it's just a beautiful little nature walk with the springs, and I just love being around water at any time. So yeah, that's definitely a good place to check out. Yeah,
that spring is pretty cool. You can see actually where it's bubbling up and the water coming through. I always tease Brenda that it's just a pump that they put in there, but it's supposed to be a spring. So.
Yeah, it's a spring. There's no doubt. It's a spring. And it's beautiful.
Notice we're out on the main road here. This is Fenney Way. There are a few portions of the villages that the golf carts share the road, and you don't have a separate golf cart path. You'll see a path over to the right here. This portion of Fenney, that's a walking and bike path, but no golf carts there. You don't have to have a street legal golf cart in order to do this. A regular cart can go on these golf cart paths that share the roadway, as long as the road is 30 miles per hour or less. Anything that's more than 35 miles an hour, you can't put a golf cart on unless it is street legal. new southern section of the Villages. It started here and worked its way back towards Brownwood. So this was the first one. I don't know, how many years ago was it?
I'm not even sure now.
Just 5-7 years ago that Fenney was started.
And right here on the left is the Fenney Putt and Play.
Yep.
And the only way to get on, it's like a little island, and the only way to get on it is by golf cart. And it's got 2 different putting areas. It's a lot of fun. We've done that.
Yeah. It's like a real grass putt-putt.
Yeah. And then it's surrounded by water. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Having fun like right there.
And we're coming up to a gate here that separates the village of Fenney from the village of Desoto. Desoto was the second village that was built down in the southern section. I guess we'll call it Southern Oaks for now. That kind of encompasses this whole area. They call it Southern Oaks. We'll be going into the village of Desoto. On the right-hand side there, you'll see DeSoto's neighborhood pool.
It's the sugarcane,
Yeah.
Postal and Rec. And that's where they have with the air gun.
Oh yeah, there's an air gun range in there. There's a couple of air gun ranges in the Villages.
But
we did that. We did that a couple of times. You can actually, you have to take a quick little orientation that they do, I think, once a month with the Villages. And you can go and shoot the air rifles at the target range there. They'll supply the air rifles and they'll supply the ammunition. It doesn't cost you anything, and the targets.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We both did that. I didn't have any practice, and I mean, I had a blast, and I hit it. And right up here, this is another fun place. Right here is the Canine Park. It's the, which one is it?
This is
it's the Dudley Canine Park, and then right beside it is the archery range. We haven't done the archery range yet here, but that's definitely on my bucket list. And there are people out there right now.
There are several dog parks and several archery ranges. Never would have thought archery ranges in a retirement community, but it apparently is a very popular thing to do.
There's a lot of people over there.
We did think it was a little interesting to have the archery beside the dog park, but haven't heard of any incidents.
They cut bushes up and everything. It's absolutely fun. But it is funny.
Alright, there's no transition line here with a gate, but we're coming out of the village of Desoto and coming into our home village of Mcclure. Mcclure was the third village that was built in the Southern Oaks area. We were really drawn to this. As you come around the corner, you can see a couple of golf courses, just all these palm trees.
And this is the Longleaf golf course.
Yep, Longleaf on the right.
And you can't see Loblolly from this angle, but on the left, that's the starter shack back up in there.
But this coming around this curve with the trees is what really kind of caught our attention. We were looking for a place to build a home. So this is where we ended up.
Love the palm trees and the landscaping.
All right, we're almost at the end of Fenney Way there. This quick little cut across on Corbin Trail will take us to the golf cart path. That golf cart path is going to take us along 501 and start heading towards the Water Lily Bridge so we can get across the turnpike. All these areas we've talked about so far are south of the turnpike.
The Water Lily Bridge opened Friday, and I'd say we've gone over it multiple times already.
A lot
of times already. We'll definitely use it tons.
All right, now we're getting on a multimodal path. The multimodal paths help you move from area to area throughout the villages, and it's just as it says, multi-mode. You can walk, you can use bikes, use golf carts, you can skate.
Yeah, we've seen rollerbladers.
Yeah, even segways. You can pretty much use anything.
I've seen a skateboarder also.
Yeah. You can use anything on here other than a car or I guess a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So the things that are meant for the streets. That road to the right is 501, and we'll be coming up to the intersection where Warm Springs is. That's where you might see this traffic light way up ahead.
And the golf course on your left, that is Loblolly. Now you can actually see parts of Loblolly Golf Course. And the building across the street, that's going to be the Everglades Regional Rec.
Those regional rec centers are kind of what they sound like. They're for regional areas. They're very large, have a lot of activities and a lot of extra things to do there.
And you also notice it because it's got a huge American flag in front of it. So when you see a huge American flag, that's also a sign that it's a regional rec.
Good point.
And they all have their own themes. And I love this one because it's a state park theme. So when you go in, it's different state parks are highlighted. Names of different meeting rooms have different state park names. It's just a great atmosphere. You just walk in and it feels cabiny. It's really nice. May all your dreams come true, the Villages. On the side of that building right there.
And here's one of our tunnels. There's many tunnels throughout the Villages, more tunnels than bridges, to help you get across major roadways. Some amazing infrastructure and the construction has been done to make this golf cart friendly throughout the Villages. The Villages is, at least it was 40 square miles a while back. Now it's a whole lot more than that probably, but every inch of it is accessible by golf cart.
And now to your left is Magnolia Plaza, which we're really excited about because Publix just opened and you can see the parking lot is packed. And then we also have the Villages Golf Cars showroom and service center that just opened up. And we know different restaurants, have heard of different restaurants that'll be moving in, and it's always fun to have our golf cart rides and go by and see the progress of how much they're doing and how close they are to opening. And here we go through another tunnel, and the thing of it is that I think is cute is you can tell when people have brought in their grandkids or visitors, because when they do, they'll honk all the way through the tunnel. So you know that it's a kid going through, and it's always fun.
We're still going past the Everglades Regional Recreation Center of the Everglades, and it has several things around it. To our left, there was a softball field. To the right, we've got multi-use fields where they can do soccer and different events that need large areas.
Pickleball courts. You've got
there's a miniature race car track for RC cars. There's a pond that they use for sailboat RC boat racing.
Yeah, and they've got little buoys out there to use also out that stay fixed in the pond, in the lake. So they think of everything to make it just fun. Any activity you can think of, they've got it lined up.
Now we're going on a path that's taking us beside the village of Marsh Bend. It'll also, right up here on the left, this is the, what's the name of it?
One of the entrances to Hawkeye Path.
Hawkeye Path, that's what I'm trying to think of.
We've got two entrances. One entrance here, and then the next entrance we'll pass in a little bit.
Hawkeye Path is like a nature walk. I think it's 2 or 3 miles, the full length of it around.
Yeah, I'll have to look at the marquee and find out.
Some of it takes you near some housing, some of it takes you through some marshlands with some lots of birds and things to see, and up against golf courses.
Yeah, the Lowlands Golf Course is on one side of it. It's beautiful.
Now we're still south of the Florida Turnpike, working our way to the Water Lily Bridge. So you see the turnpike over there on the right hand side, so this path kind of goes along there.
And up here on your left is the second entrance to the Hawkeye Path.
These entrances are that we've shown you here are golf cart accessible, so you can come and park your golf cart there. You can't bring your cars to these entrances, but if you want to go to the Hawkeye Path, you can also by car. You can also park over at Edna's,
which is at the Cattail.
Yeah, Cattail Recreation Center, and the Edna's is the area that has the food trucks, some evening entertainment that they do for have some bands that'll play at the restaurant there.
Yeah, they have lights strung through the trees. I think it's a really nice atmosphere at night.
Now, a lot of these areas we've been talking about and showing you, we'll make some future videos for them also that you can kind of see how they work. But today's, we're just going to work straight through so you can see how long it takes to get from the Fenney Grill to Orange Blossom.
Yeah. We've done this golf cart path many times before the bridge opened up, and you'll see a lake to your left. I've gotten so used to looking at the different lakes and seeing the alligators that when we first moved here, it was just such a big deal to see the eyes and the nose. And then the more we did, then it was a big deal to see them laying on the side of the lake. And so now it's a big deal to see the sizes of them. There's a little baby one that's near our house, and then we've seen a huge one back at the Hawkeye Path. So I mean, it's a lot of fun.
And we're coming up on the Water Lily Bridge you see up ahead. I don't know if you can make it out from here, but you'll see there's a little, like a bridge before you get on the main part of the bridge that goes over the turnpike. The purpose of that, there's a gas line that goes through there. So they had to engineer a way to keep from putting all this traffic on the main gas line. So that's why this bridge took a little while to build. I think there was several other things that just took time, but this is a little more intricate than the other two bridges that were built in recent months.
You can see a better view of it now.
There it is, yeah.
You can see both bridges, the big bridge and then the gas line bridge. And we just passed the Water Lily Rec Center on your left.
And notice we've gone through a couple of roundabouts for golf carts. That's not as many of those up in the northern section of the villages. It seems to be a newer thing they're putting down here in the southern part. I think they're kind of fun to go around. Some people hate roundabouts, some people love them.
I like them. You can keep on the move. I like them a lot.
This is the Water Lily Bridge that we're going across. The one that opens about
Friday. Friday.
Yeah. Today is Tuesday.
Yeah. And at night, if you haven't seen this at night, it's worth seeing at night. It's lit up and it's absolutely beautiful.
This is the Florida Turnpike we're crossing north. So we're
as busy as always.
Now we're north of the Florida Turnpike. Now this section here, they haven't filled in. What is, this is the area between the Florida Turnpike and Brownwood that we'll be going through. No homes have been built here yet. They've started moving the dirt and making the underground utilities, putting all those in place. That'll take some time.
Yeah, you can see all the pipes ready to go. And the mounds of dirt.
I did another video you can check out that's on the to the right there. There's a section where they're going to be putting in a rec center that has some water access for things like paddle boats and kayaking there on Lake Okahumpka. It's a ways away before that's done. They haven't even broke ground for it yet. But yeah, they have released the idea of what they're planning on doing there.
That's Lake Okahumpka. That is one of my favorite views right now when you can actually see over there.
Yeah.
And they've been limbing up more trees so you can see even more.
Now, being this area is under construction, you have St. John's that was right there on our right-hand side, and as we move forward a little farther, we'll get to the future village of Richmond.
Yeah.
Neither one of those, as I said, have homes or anything in it yet, but they have finished this road or pathway for the golf carts and the road that it goes beside, which is Megason Road. Those are done. It's very well lit, so even in the evening, being that there's no houses here, but even if you're commuting from Brownwood back to home on the other side of the turnpike, southern side of the turnpike, it still is very well lit, feels very safe, very well traveled through here.
Oh yeah, I feel very safe.
And give it a year or two, and this will all be built up with houses.
Oh yeah. And what's going to be fun is because we go on this road so much, we'll be able to see the construction. I love watching construction.
Yeah. Up ahead and to the left is the future village of Richmond that we were mentioning. They've been moving a lot of dirt around here in recent weeks.
This is another pretty lake they've made.
Yeah, see that round structure there?
I know, I can't wait to see what goes there.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting.
I mean, what a great view. Whatever's there, that'll be a great view.
All right, coming up on another tunnel that if you go straight here, it takes you to the freestanding emergency department for the village's hospital system.
Yeah.
So that's about the only thing that's up there. It takes you to a parking lot for that emergency room. That's why I see everybody's turning to go through the tunnel here.
And the sign said Brownwood Square, so I mean you can't mess up.
Yeah, if you're going under Megason Road.
And to your right, they still have that closed off because that'll go back to a neighborhood. So you just follow the Brownwood Paddock Square sign.
The sign says Windman Place to the that part that isn't
to the right,
built.
Yeah.
Don't know a whole lot about that one yet.
Yeah.
Now you're approaching Brownwood, and you see traffic way up ahead, and that's going to be where Brownwood's going to be. In between that area where the dirt is going to be. Yeah, this dirt area is going to be commercial type buildings. I don't know if it'll be like office complexes or it'll be retail. Don't know, but it won't be houses in that section, I don't believe.
And you can see a really good view of the ER there.
Yeah, the village's health emergency room.
And the Brownwood Spa off in the distance.
Yeah, there's a hotel and spa over at Brownwood that's
very nice.
Been open a couple of, well, I guess a year or so. But yeah, it's a very, very nice, reasonably priced. I checked out the prices on it the other day.
Yeah, for guests coming into town and all.
Yeah, if you're looking for a hotel, check that one out.
Yeah.
Has a Wolfgang Puck's restaurant in there also.
Yeah.
All right, we're crossing the bridge that'll take us into Brownwood Square.
Yeah, this is Brownwood Bridge. I mean, that's the name.
Love this view coming down into Brownwood.
It's beautiful. And look at the covered wagon to your left.
And the covered wagons were put in place in the southern areas. I mean, it was like going into the new frontier as they were building all the areas south. That's one of the few wagons I've seen left. Now that we're connected, it's all one. It's not necessarily the new frontier. Now we're going to come up here into the Brownwood Square area. This path enters into the backside behind the golf cart store, if you're familiar with the area. We're going to drive straight through here and not go into the square so that I can keep our distance and time measurement as we go north correct. But what I'll do is I'll edit in a section where I'll turn at this intersection coming up, so you can ride through the square. I'll edit that in so later in the video so that we can make sure we get our time and distance right as we work our way towards Orange Blossom.
Yeah, you would take a left right here on West Torch Lake Drive, and that would take you right into the heart of Brownwood Square.
Yeah, 1 block over is the square.
Yeah.
Alright, this is Brownwood Paddock Square. This is the newest of the 3 squares, the farthest south in the villages. Talk eventually there may be a 4th town square. Haven't heard any details. They've been talking about it for a while, so we'll see.
It'd be further south.
Yeah, it would be further south. But no specific information on that. To the left, you'll see that's the stage area. Where we have music 365 days a year, just like the other 2 squares, including Christmas night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. with really good bands. This place will be packed later tonight.
Oh, people will be on the sidewalk. They bring their chairs. The inside, that area will be full. We drove by last night, and this place was hopping, and the band sounded really good.
Some great places to eat here. The Bluefin Grill, if you haven't eaten there, highly recommended.
Yes.
We don't eat out much, but that one is high on our list. And of course, you have to have an ice cream shop.
No Scooples.
Yeah, there's Scooples. And if you're interested in moving here, there is one of the village's sales and information centers. There's a few of them around the villages. I think there's something in each town square where you can get information.
Yeah.
And then at Everglades Recreation Center, they also have a sales office in there. And that was our quick trip around the square. Up ahead, you'll see the Lofts Apartments. It's an apartment complex they built here. It's very convenient to the square. They're very high-end apartments. I think you're talking $2,000 or $3,000 a month to rent a place there. But apparently, it's a lot of demand for it.
It's beautiful.
Now here, this path coming out of Brownwood, you may have heard the story of Larry the Alligator. Larry the Alligator was a very large alligator. He lived in the pond to our left, and he had gotten out here on the path, and a lot of people were videoing him, so he kind of went viral across the country, this Larry the Alligator. The person had a Facebook page for it, and so unfortunately too much attention was brought into that alligator because of it. So people were coming to see the alligator, and it was just getting to where it was too close to people. So they decided to relocate it. Well, relocating in the villages doesn't always mean relocating. It's not always good for the alligator. But for Larry, he had so much attention that it actually was a good thing. He was relocated, I think, to Gatorland, or there's some park here in Orlando. Yeah. They actually do updates on him now. He's living a very happy life along with some other alligators, and is doing very well. But you don't really have to worry about the alligators in Florida. There are plenty of them, but just respect distance. You don't need to be going up. Don't feed them. Don't get up close to them. And of course, be very careful if you have dogs and things, small dogs walking near ponds. That could be a problem. But other than that, they're going to avoid you if you avoid them.
They're so interesting to watch.
Now we're heading on the Buena Vista Trail, which is going along Buena Vista Boulevard, which is one of the major north-south paths or roads in the villages. On our left-hand side, well, it's on the right. We had a lot happening here. On the right-hand side is the Brownwood Wood Shop. That just opened. It's the second wood shop that has been done here in the villages. Quickly to our left, you may have noticed there's a regional rec center, the Eisenhower Recreation Center. That is a place it's a must-see.
Yes, definitely.
Military themed. One of our village's fire stations, or firehouses to the right, Station 45. They've got an amazing fire and EMS system here in the villages. Take great care of us, great response times. There's about a dozen stations, I believe, throughout the villages. The village is a very large area. But speaking of the wood shop that we had passed, they actually had the original woodworking shop on the far north end of the villages, and that it's a waiting list to get into it. People that have done woodworking all their lives, they want to get in there, and there's all kinds of equipment. I mean, it's a high-end woodworking shop that you can work with your friends, and each year they build toys, is my understanding, also for Christmas. They'll build some wooden toys that they donate throughout the year. Not sure how the waiting list is now that they have a second wood shop. As popular as it is, there's probably a waiting list for that too, but check it out if you're into woodwork.
To the village of Hillsborough.
Now we're going to stay on Buena Vista Trail, continue north. Our next major destination is Sumter Square. Buena Vista, I say, is that north-south road. It's actually on the western side of the villages, going north and south. stay on this for about halfway up Buena Vista before we cut across to get to Lake Sumter Landing. Side, we're coming up on, I believe this is Evans Prairie Country Club.
Yeah.
How many country clubs are there?
What's that?
How many country clubs are there? 12?
I think it's a dozen.
Something like that.
I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, close to a dozen.
It's a lot.
Country clubs. And these are your championship courses. Championship courses, you do pay to actually golf there, but you're considered a member of the country club just by living in the villages. So you have access to the facility there. They have restaurants usually at the country club.
Very good food.
Yep, as a village resident, you get a little bit of a discount on the golf price. I'm not an avid golfer, so I can't really give you a lot of detail on that. I do know portions of how some of it works, though. We also have many executive golf courses. The executive golf courses are free for life. That's part of the selling point of the villages. You'll golf free for life. An executive golf course is typically 9 holes long. A lot of par 3s and occasional par 4. The free means if you walk the course, you can do that for free. You might have to make a reservation because they are very popular this time of year, but it doesn't cost you anything if you're a village resident. Now, if you want to take your golf carts, there is a $4 fee to use your golf cart for golfing. However, you can get an annual pass for, I believe it's for the whole household, for a couple $100. It's a good deal if you golf a lot. So a couple $100 gives you unlimited use of golf carts on the executive courses. So if you want a golf cart, your course, you can do executive courses, unlimited use for a couple $100 for the entire year. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. You might have to take up golf. I don't know if you can see in the video there, but we have gates on the left-hand side. Those gates serve a couple of purposes: to control how people are coming in, their speed, but it also creates some breaks in the traffic to allow for golf carts to cross. You notice they bring the golf cart path in behind the gate to go across. And also, when you stop at the gate, for some security purposes, it actually will take a picture of the person that's driving and the license plate that enters an area, just in case they need to go back and do some investigation of any issues that may occur.
Now I feel very safe living here.
Absolutely. Alright, we're still working our way north. We'll be coming up on 466A. That's one of the major roadways that goes east and west across the villages, about a third of the way up from the bottom of the villages. 466A has some of the shopping several restaurants, your Lowe's. There's a Walmart neighborhood market on the other end.
Yes. Some banks.
Yeah, banks. So it's kind of a commercial one. The speeds of that road, I believe it's a 45 mile an hour. It's faster than you can put a golf cart. So no golf carts on 466A. So we're going to go through a tunnel up here that's going to take us across to the other side of 466A so we can continue north along Buena Vista Trail.
The sign that says Buena Vista Boulevard Path North. The signs make it easy to get around. As long as you know which way you're going, the signs are at every place that you have to make a decision.
See the sign there, Buena Vista Recreational Trail.
Yep.
Now when we came up Buena Vista and we turned, the path curved around to 466A for about a quarter mile.
Yep.
That's where the bridge was, or tunnel to go under. Now we're going to be going back along 466A back over towards Buena Vista around the Turtle Mound golf course. This is an executive course.
And this is one we played.
Yeah, one of the 2 golf courses we played.
We had a good time.
We did. Funny story, maybe not funny, but for me, I think it was. I got in trouble on the golf course my first time playing. Didn't know any better, so these are all par 3s. So we were playing there and didn't realize on a par 3 you leave your cart on the path. So please do that if you're playing a par 3 course. Make sure you keep your cart on the path. So I'd come over there. They were nice about it.
Oh, they were so nice.
Yeah, but the ambassador of the golf course came over and educated me on what I was supposed to do. And I apologize. Of course, I won't do that again, but yeah. I didn't know.
And we'd only done it for just a brief, little bit, so we didn't mess anything up.
Golf newbies.
Golf newbies, yes. And they knew that at the shack. I think that might have been another reason they were trying to make sure everything was good with us.
He actually gave me a quick golf lesson after that.
It worked out great.
I actually was hitting a little bit better after that.
He helped me improve my swing too, so, it all worked out for the best.
Alright, we're back over here to we're still on Buena Vista Trail for the golf cart path. We're going underneath Buena Vista Boulevard. The path is now going to go up the western side of the road.
All these turns make it so interesting. Just all the things you can see.
Now, if you're here in the villages or you're going to visit, there are apps out there that will help you with some of these golf cart paths. I didn't tend to use them much.
This is the Sandhill. That's the Sandhill Golf Course.
The apps are helpful, but it's a whole lot more fun just to experiment. And if you get lost, that's half the fun of it. You can't get it so lost. Everybody here is willing to help. You can always pull over and somebody will ask, you need some help getting somewhere.
If you just wave, somebody will stop and be more than happy to show you, tell you where to go. We just crossed over the entrance to the village of St. James. is another regional rec coming up on your left. It's going to be the Sea Breeze, and it's decorated with a beach ocean theme. Oh, they've got people out there playing right now.
That place has sand volleyball, it appears, going on.
That looks like fun.
There's something for everybody in the villages.
That tunnel would have taken you to the Odell Circle, which would take you to another neighborhood. So we're just staying straight. This is a second entrance into the Sea Breeze Rec Center, Regional Rec Center.
Yeah, there's a difference in regional rec centers and recreation centers. We'll talk about those in the future, but regionals are much larger and have more activity there.
Across the street is the village of Duval.
I don't know if you noticed in that roundabout there was some buildings. The village is very good. Every locality has infrastructure that they need to have, pumping stations and things to deal with water and sewage and things. They're very good at making those not stand out. They make them fit the neighborhood by building them into cute little structures. That was Sumter County Sheriff's vehicle. The villages covers 3 counties and several small cities. Lake County, Marion County, and Sumter County contains portions of the villages. In the city of Wildwood, the city, I think Lady Lake is a city, and there was another one.
Part of that?
We're not part of Summerfield, but it's a large area and covers multiple places. It's not its own city or its own entity, government entity. It's what they call. They do have a district government that handles some of the amenities and how things operate within the villages, but you still have the police department and sheriff's department type things coming from the locality you live within. Like for us, we're in Sumter County and the city of Wildwood.
And this is the village of Liberty Park that we're in right now, going through.
Side, you probably wouldn't even know what was there. That is a sewage treatment plant. Again, the village is it's a necessity for every locality to have, and they've done a great job of making it fit into the landscape.
Yeah.
Berm, so you never know what's there. You can't. There's no smell coming from it. It's done extremely well. Golf courses around it. You wouldn't know it's there unless you flew over the area.
And the landscaping is just so nice.
To the left, I believe, is the Eagle Preserve. There's several preserves.
I saw tortoise.
Tortoise Preserve?
That's what the sign said on the fence. We need to stop and read the sign.
Yeah.
And
but there are several preserves throughout the villages. They're trying to be appropriate with the land use and give us plenty of places to go and explore and see nature without doing any damage.
And right here on your left is the village of Sunset Point, and a lot of times in the evenings you'll see golf carts pulled over there and watching the sunset with the lake right in front of it. It's very pretty. See right here, a bench, and then you pull your golf cart over and watch the sunset.
But speaking of eagles, there are a lot of bald eagles in the villages. We've seen a couple around our house and seen lots of pictures of people that are having bald eagles flying around. So it's pretty exciting to see them.
Yeah, we've had one flying around our house for several weeks now that I've noticed. And here's another regional rec. This is Lake Miona Regional Recreation Center.
All these recreation centers are available to all of the residents of the villages. You don't have to just go to the recreation center that's closest to you. There's so many clubs, thousands of clubs in the villages, and your club may meet at a recreation center that's a few miles away, or maybe the one that's right next to you.
And I enjoy going in this one because it's got a big stone fireplace. I just love fireplaces. And then it's got like the cabin feel with fishing lures and all. It's decorated so nice.
Right, that tunnel took us back under Buena Vista Boulevard again. Now we're on the eastern side of Buena Vista Boulevard. This is still considered the Buena Vista Trail for golf carts.
Yeah, that's just, we're on the other side of Lake Miona Recreation Center. So this is another entrance here. And then you've got your pickleball courts and everything. Drive up to your favorite spot.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite sections of the Buena Vista Trail. Coming up in just a moment. Just the way the trees are, you're going through the trees. There's one we won't be able to go to today, but we'll get a future video that's even cooler. So this is number 2 for me, but it's still a really neat area to drive through. Right through here.
Yeah.
Just a gorgeous setting.
And this lets us know that we are close to Sumter Landing.
We're at Stillwater Trail. Still Buena Vista Boulevard Path. Right here. We're going to go underneath Stillwater through this tunnel, and we'll be almost at Lake Sumter Landing.
And you can see by the sign in front of us, Buena Vista Boulevard Path North is what you can keep following. That's how we got all the way here. But as you said, we're going to go to Sumter Landing first.
And again, I'm going to do just like we did at Brownwood. We're not actually going to go into the square. I'll edit that in so that we can keep our path and time and distance measurements correct as we head up to Orange Blossom. Right there is the start of the entrance to Sumter Square. It'll be another block over to the left, 2 blocks actually, and you'll be in that square. All right, make a little trip around Lake Sumter Landing Square. Just a gorgeous entrance into this square. This is I would say the largest square that's in the Villages. It seems to have the most retail shops going on. A lot of activity. Several roads coming off of it, just like this one.
Lots of fun shops to go into.
Yeah.
And restaurants to eat at.
On the left up at the corner, there's a theater, movie theater. Each town square has a movie theater. They're currently shut down. They're trying to get one of them back open here.
It's this one.
Yeah. With the COVID restrictions, it's just been hard for movie theaters to come back. So we're hoping that'll come back soon.
Yeah, they have 3 movies showing Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
And the restaurant.
Johnny Rockets on the corner here. That's the town square, the true town square. In the center, there's a stage. Again, this is just like all the town squares. Music 365 days a year from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. free to everybody, whether you're a resident of the Villages or not. You can come out, pull up a chair, enjoy the music, some quality bands every night.
I love people watching. I enjoy people watching.
Yeah, there's definitely some people watching. Yeah.
And looking at all the different types of golf carts. There's so many out there.
Now straight ahead, that's Lake Sumter.
And then a golf course beyond.
Yeah. Some gorgeous views. Down down those steps there's a little boardwalk that walks along the water.
Yeah.
Got some restaurants along the water. Local radio stations.
Yeah. WBLG 640 AM.
Just a quick pass through. We'll do a more in-depth tour of each of the squares in future videos. There's also a Barnes & Noble that's over a block from here. There's a very large Barnes & Noble bookstore that is on the book signing tour for almost every major book that comes out. They have people that come here to do their book signings. The Flying Biscuit on the left, Flying Biscuit Cafe. Have not been there. We rode by the other morning. That place was packed.
Waiting line out the side, down the sidewalk.
We definitely need to go there.
On our bucket list.
I love biscuits, so if that's what it's based on, I'm sure I'll like it.
Yes. There's so many restaurants to choose from down here.
That was our quick circle around the square. We're going to continue back with our tour. We'll continue straight.
So we made it. Shopping center to your left.
Stillwater Drive there, that cut us across from Buena Vista to Morse Boulevard. Morse Boulevard is the next north-south road that's on the eastern side of the villages. Right here at Lake Sumter, those are fairly close together. That's where it's a good place to cut across. So now we're going along Morse Boulevard.
North.
And it's going to be a little confusing part here. Took me a while to figure this out when we first started visiting the villages. This path is going to turn us into the Winn-Dixie parking lot here at Lake Sumter.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. It just goes into the parking lot.
Yeah, and then we're going to go around the parking lot. So we're kind of going around the block to get back on the golf cart path.
Once you realize it, it's easy.
And there are some signs.
Yeah.
Let's see one here where the stop sign says northbound carts. So we're northbound.
We are northbound.
I think they did this just because it's such a busy intersection at that other part. They didn't want the golf carts going right through there, so they can kind of control us and get us in with the car traffic.
Yeah. So now we're getting in on the actual car road, and then there's a sign right here: northbound carts left. So you don't go to the roundabout. And it even tells you no carts beyond this point. So.
Boulevard.
And Lake Sumter straight ahead, and even a bigger section will be to your left when we come around these houses.
Yeah. The square is actually to our left, and this is some gorgeous water here at Lake Sumter.
It is.
Apparently there are a lot of alligators there too. Lake Sumter's got a nice boardwalk you can walk across along the water's edge. There's a little boat ride you can take for a couple of dollars that gives you a little tour of the lake. To the left-hand side, that little parking spot there for golf carts, and also up here on the grass, some people will do it too. A lot of people will come there to watch the sunset, also gorgeous sunsets looking to the west.
Yeah, over the water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looking at the square and the buildings that support it around there. The Waterside Hotel, I think. And some golf courses on the other side of the lake, as you can see. All right, now we're coming up on Route 466. The one we passed before was 466A. So this is 466. It's the second of the, I guess it's really the third road that goes east-west across the boulevard. So we're about 2/3 of the way north on the north on the villages. We're going to go to the other side of Morse Boulevard. And it's trying to get us over to a tunnel to get across 466A, because that's another one of those roads. 466, I'm sorry. That's another road that is too busy for golf carts. So they're going to work our way over to a tunnel and get us across that way. 466 has even more shopping and restaurants and things.
And they've got a Walmart Supercenter, they've got Home Goods, Marshalls, lots of restaurants.
And both ends of it, just outside the villages, have my favorite place in the world, Wawa, or Wawa Coffee.
Yes. Somebody, they're fishing in that lake right there. All right. This is the tunnel to go under 466.
And notice the theme is going to start looking a little more Spanish as we get up this way, as we're heading towards Spanish Springs.
Yes.
And
I like the architecture that they have.
Definitely. The paths are a little bit different in Spanish Springs. They changed the designs a little bit as things were building south. This definitely has a nice homey feel to it. Probably the busiest road that we go on with golf carts here on Morse Boulevard in the Spanish Springs section. The speed limit is 30 miles an hour, so it does have a golf cart lane beside it. And again, you don't have to have a street legal cart to go on these roads. Only the roads that are over 30 miles an hour. to De La Vista. I may have missed the turn to show you, but on the left-hand side, generally through this area, there's a road that'll take you to, is it Tierra del Sol, I believe it is?
Yes.
It's a recreation center that actually has a theater inside.
Oh, well, speaking of it, it's coming up right now. This is the left that you take to go to it.
Okay. Yeah. And it's down that ways.
It's the Studio Theater.
Yeah, it's probably a couple of miles down that road. But Tierra del Sol does local theater. Very good plays. I mean, it's high-end productions.
Yeah, we've gone to right many of them.
COVID's kind of messed that up for us a little bit at the moment, but they'll be back. They've done a couple of plays.
At the Studio Theater is what they call it.
Yeah, and they've done a couple of plays at the Sharon Morse in the meantime until the Studio Theater opens back up. Continuing the Spanish theme, village of Rio Ponderosa.
To Spanish Springs, and it just shows you we've only gone on one road, I mean all the way up from south to north. It just shows you how large the village is. When I tried to explain it to my friends back in Virginia, I tried to explain it, but they're still not sure how big it is, and so hopefully watching this they'll be like, I understand better.
Yeah, this is being a straight line north, it's missing a whole lot of area. This is just scratching the surface of what's in the villages.
Because when you hear the villages, they just didn't comprehend how large it is.
Yeah, the village, I believe, is over 10 miles long and 4 or 5 miles wide in places, and a lot more to come. This is a little shortcut that I usually take going across the Spanish Springs. Cut through the neighborhood here. Not just me, a lot of people take this shortcut. Drive. This is going to take us straight into Spanish Springs Town Square. Our best path to get to Orange Blossom is through the square, so we're going to go right through it this time. to Spanish Springs Town Square. The town squares have live music every night from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. 365 days a year. That includes Christmas night, New Year's, all free entertainment. It's quality bands too. It's not just fly-by-night groups. There's some really good music that's out here. And all 3 squares have music each night, so you can choose where you're going. They'll put a list out so you know who's playing where. We have some favorite bands that we like, and so we can choose to go on those nights so that we can see our favorite band. To the left, that building, can't really tell what it is, but that's the Sharon Morse. It's a showplace theater type area with a large seating for 1,000 or more, where they can bring in big name acts.
A lot of people were eating lunch outside on the sidewalk area. That's so much fun.
Yeah, our restaurants are open. A lot of outside capabilities, so coronavirus doesn't have us down too bad. Now here's another area. When you move to the villages, you'll want to kind of learn how to get to this bridge. In order to get to Orange Blossom, or the Spanish Springs, or Orange Blossom Gardens.
And it had a sign.
Yeah, there's a little sign, golf cart bridge. You go through this parking lot. It took me a while to find it when we first visited. This is going to take us over our 3rd bridge of the trip, 3rd of the major bridges. This will take you over Route 441. That's where your major shopping is at. Oh, your big stores.
My favorite shopping street.
Spanish design bridge. Much different type of bridge. A little bit of a roller coaster feel.
And now we're at the top. I feel like I need to raise my hands up. Somebody's having a picnic.
Now this is the historic section of the villages. Gorgeous over here.
Yeah, the trees, the plants.
Left-hand side, got another dog park. I think there's another archery range up ahead.
And they got the big big part and small part, fenced off, separate. Our little cockapoo would want to go to the big dog side.
Probably would.
She doesn't know her size.
Now this is where the villages started many, many years ago. I guess in the 70s is when the beginning of the villages started here as a mobile home park and started having manufactured homes. Now there's newly built homes that are going in. It was the beginning of it all by a man named Harold Schwartz. I encourage you, if you visit the villages, to hopefully they'll have the trolley rides going by then. They have trolley rides that'll take you around and give you a tour, sort of like we're doing, with deep knowledge of what's going on.
Yeah, very informative, and they have 3 sections.
Yeah, they can show you where Harold Schwartz lived in here, and how everything developed over the years into probably the largest retirement community in the world.
And they go through the different lifestyles and different pool definitions. They cover everything.
It's the recreation center that they have on the right, just like all the other areas. Recreation centers, postal stations, golf courses, pools.
This one is Paradise Center. And here's another fire station. Softball field.
Now I have to remember a little bit how to get up to.
This is Schwartz Boulevard.
I will try that. Schwartz Boulevard. That's probably where Mr. Schwartz lived. I don't know. my understanding, Mr. Schwartz, the original founder of the villages, his ashes, I believe, are buried in Spanish Springs Town Square under the statue, under his statue there.
That's what we were told.
Yeah. I see the water tower up there at the top of the hill. I see the water tower,
and we're going up, so we know we're going up a hill. That's what we want to do. I'd say take a right here. Yep, that's going to take us where we need to go. West Boone Court. The water tower lets you know that you're at the top. And we've made it all the way to this country club right here. Orange Blossom, that was our goal. Orange Blossom Hills.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that ride as we explored the villages from the Fenney Grill up to the historic section of the villages in Orange Blossom. It was a lot of fun for us to bring it to you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed filming it. Do us a favor, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel. It really helps. We appreciate you guys that are subscribers. Hit the little bell up in the corner. That will notify you the next time we put another video as we explore the villages.
And now we get to go from north to south because we've got to go back home.
That ought to be fun.